So I don't know if you knew this, but houses are freaking expensive. And especially where I live down in Orlando, Florida, if I wanted to buy a median house with 3 beds, 2 baths, probably run me about $275,000 to $300,000. But I don't want to pay that for my first house, and I want to do it in a smarter way than most new home buyers do. So I'm going to start taking you along this journey with me towards buying a house, and it all starts right here. You see, that is my house fund. Actually, only half of it is my house fund. The other half of it is going towards vacations and giving money away. So the first step for me on this journey is actually to take all of that coinage to the bank. So I just made it to Wells Fargo and realized that I was a little bit silly, and I only brought the things that were in the cups. And I forgot like $60 worth of coins in the box. So now I gotta go back home and get the coins. Time to go. Okay, round 2. I'm back, and I got all my stuff this time, so it should be a little bit easier to make the deposit. Close, because, ooh, there's a car. Just grab it all out of the window, because I don't need to open the door, because the window doesn't want to close all the way, because the motor is dead. So that's fun. To the bank. All right, empty box turned out to be $79.82 back through the open window, and I'll see you back in my house to explain exactly what I'm doing in our saving plan for our house. So, you want to start saving for a house. I was there for a long time. I did not know what I was gonna do to start saving. I had already been putting money towards my IRA, I've been putting money in my 401k, I had my emergency fund all saved up, and with the extras, I was giving it away, trying to invest more into YouTube and putting into a savings account there, and I just didn't know where I was gonna find money, especially lots of money to save for a house. But the other day, I was talking with my wife about what to do with the coins, and I knew I was gonna put them in the bank because we don't really keep any cash around the house, we don't use any cash. And so I asked her, what do you want to do with it? Do you want to give 10% of it and invest 10% of it and go on vacation with 80% of it, put it into that fund? Not that you can go on vacation with $64. She said, you know what? We should save 50% of it, put 25% of it towards vacation, 25% of it towards giving. And so I asked her, hey, do you want to put it in an emergency fund? Do you want to put it into the house savings? And she said, let's put it towards the house. We already have our 3 months of expenses and we want to live in a house eventually that we own. So we decided that we put it towards the house. I know it's not a lot of money. $39 isn't going to get you a house anywhere except for maybe like $17.40 or something like that. But it's something. It's a start. I know there are a lot of people who are standing in front of this mountain, whatever it is. For us, it's saving $15,000 to $20,000 to $25,000 towards this house, and they don't even know where to start. And sometimes it just takes one foot in front of the other. Sometimes it takes your coins, putting them into the bank, and transferring $40 into your house fund. And so we decided that even though $40 in the grand scheme of 15 to 20 grand wasn't much, we had to start somewhere. So we started with those coins, putting it towards the house, and now we're gonna move forward because we have started our momentum. So you started saving for a house, where do you put the money? The first thing that I would say to you is do your research. You could put it into a savings account at your local bank, which would probably get 0.01% interest. That's lame. I wouldn't do that personally. You could put it into the market, which I also wouldn't recommend, but some people have suggested that as an option because there's the opportunity that the money will go up. However, I think there's too much of a risk that it'll go down since it's a purchase that you're looking to make within the next 5 years. So what I do and what most of the people that I know recommend is to put it into a savings account that has a higher interest rate than most of the savings accounts you're gonna find at a regular bank. Since we don't need to access the money immediately and we don't need like a debit card linked to it or something like that, me and my wife decided to put it into a Wealthfront account because right now they have one of the highest interest rates around. It's 1.8%. That obviously fluctuates with the federal government depending on where the national interest rate is, and that will fluctuate accordingly. I've already seen it change from like 2.2 down to the 1.8, but it's still way higher than anything I'm gonna find in a bank, which is why I put our money into the Wealthfront account, because that way there's a little bit of interest that we're gonna be making on it extra to what we put in. And then you don't touch the money. That's not emergency fund money. That's not money for going into investments. That's not money for the kids' college. That's not money for that vacation you don't plan for. You just have to really be diligent about this money is in this account for this purpose and I'm not gonna use it for anything else. So that's what we're doing. We're making it a little bit inaccessible for us. We can put money in and it's a lot harder to take it back out. We're gonna budget for a house fund continuing every month here on forward if we have the budget to do that, and then any extra money that comes up, we'll put a portion of it towards giving, a portion of it towards spending, and a portion of that towards saving for the house. Our goal, honestly, is to look to buy a house probably in the fall of 2021. We want to live out another lease term at this place that we're at now because we really love the community, we love the place that we're in. So we're planning on staying out here through September and then signing out one more lease through the next September, next October, and then looking to buy a house after that. So we probably have about 22 to 23 months before we're actually looking at buying a house, which means that if we want to save 5 to 10% down on a $250,000 house, which is pretty realistic in our area for what we're looking for, we're gonna have to save an average of $600 to $1,000 a month, which I think we'll be able to do, especially if we tighten up on our budget and really focus on this big expense coming up of buying a house. I want to walk through a lot more of my goals for buying a house, the practical plans I'm going to have in place, what type of financial products, mortgages, all that I want to do in some future videos. So if you want to stick around, definitely hit the subscribe button, like this video if it brought you any value, and if you want to check out any of my other content, definitely go ahead and do so. There will be 2 videos that pop up right here while I'm talking. Do you want to see my house fund? How much house do you think I can get? Maybe like half a square foot.